Monk Yunrou here. Welcome to the Forbidden Rice podcast. Lao Tzu, this guy sitting on his water buffalo, the founder of philosophical Taoism. Want another look? Here he is. The long ears, the beard, the water buffalo. He had an interesting idea of service. When he talked about the king, he said the worst kind of king is the king everybody hates. Then a little better, the king everybody fears. Then a little better, the king everybody loves. And then last, the king no one knows is there. The king whose self-effacing work is so effective that everybody lives in harmony, happily, nourished and fulfilled, without ever really giving any thought or attention to the fact that the leader is skillfully guiding the country. That's service. And yet service somehow in our culture has come to be a dirty word, a menial word, a low word. Many healthcare providers bristle at the idea that they are in a service business. Never mind that healthcare shouldn't be a business, it should be a calling. But let's stay with service for right now. I remember going to Japan and taking a ride on a bullet train and being so impressed by the young boy who was a conductor there in his very beautiful uniform, perfectly clean and pressed. The pride he took in his work, service, making sure the passengers were happy and safe. I think about a few recent experiences I've had in restaurants locally here in my little corner of the world in South Florida. One time, I've been going to a restaurant that I discovered, a Japanese place, for a few weeks, and one day I walked in for lunch, maybe my 5th or 6th or 8th time there, and I was alone in the restaurant, the only one. I ordered the lunch special, and I asked the waiter if he could substitute on the lunch special, instead of bringing me a greasy spring roll, because I didn't want fried food, would he put a little salad or a little scoop of rice or something other than that? Or at worst, just leave it off. He said, sure, no problem. He came back a few minutes later and he said, the owner says no dice, no substitutions. And I said, excuse me? I'm just asking you to leave something off the plate that I don't want to eat. He said, well, you could not eat it, but we got to bring it. And I said, a little rice, a little lettuce? He said, no. I said, do you recognize that I'm the only one in the restaurant? He said, I do. I said, are you willing to lose my business over this ridiculous policy? He said, well, that would be up to you. So I left. Another time, I've been giving a lot of business to another local restaurant and had them cater a birthday party for one of my students. I went to pick up the food after speaking to the owner twice during the day, only to find they hadn't begun cooking the order and it wasn't anywhere near ready, wasn't going to be ready. And when I expressed my dismay, she offered me a drink. I haven't gone back there either. There's another restaurant that I've been going to for a dozen years or so here in South Florida since the day it opened. The other day I was there. I asked if they had gluten-free soy sauce because it sits better with me. The owner came over, she said, we don't have it. I said, okay, well, a lot of places are carrying it now. Would you get some for me? A little bottle? Just keep it because I eat here so often, many times a week, and I bring people here. It'd be nice to have it. She said, no. I said, really? She said, you want it, you buy it. I said, it's $1 or $2. It's your restaurant supply. Just the next time you're... She said, no. I don't go there anymore either. I realize that this is maybe not the pure subject of service. This may have to do with business or the customer, but in the end, I think it boils down to the same thing. I think it boils down to extending a little bit for somebody else and taking satisfaction and pleasure in that. One of the very best aspects of my recent life has been a leap in level and understanding that a number of my Tai Chi students, particularly senior ones, have taken and how enormously gratifying that is to me. I love being in service. When I'm out driving around, if I have an opportunity to let somebody in line in traffic, or to let someone go first when a lane is closed and we're alternating who gets to go, I relish the opportunity to be of service, and I do not feel in any way diminished by this. I wonder why. I feel elevated by it. Could you please think about this? Thanks for joining me for this latest installment of the Forbidden Rice podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. For more, to go deeper into my world, my books, my speaking, my teaching, and to sign up for my newsletter, visit monkyunrou.com.